Hey guys, what is up? Today we're going to be changing the front springs on a Mercedes. I'm doing lowering springs, H&R lowering springs. I think it's what, 29959 or something on the package. Here is some before and after footage real quick. And also, if you want to see more of this stuff, go to my Instagram, Old Reliable Cars. It's all one word, Old Reliable Cars, to see more cool clips like this. I'm going to be showing you how to do it. I just did the driver's side. The driver's side's a little bit different, but everything I do over here, the only thing different you're going to do on the driver's side is, if you look at this right here, this is where you're supposed to put your Mercedes spring compressor through, but you have your big AC line in the way here, so you can't get this big old bar through there to use your spring compressor. Like, it's not gonna work. So what you have to do is you go to O'Reilly's and you get the death machines, aka these spring compressors. All you need, if you do it the right way, is like an inch of compression and you can get that spring right out. And the new springs are a little bit shorter. I'll show you. So this is the H&R, these are the regular springs. Okay, so the process is actually fairly simple. First thing you're gonna do, get a flathead screwdriver, get a 17 millimeter wrench. A ratcheting wrench is gonna make your life a lot easier for this. If you come over here and look close at this, this is the top mount for your shock. The shock has to loosen up to let that control arm down, to let the tension off the spring. And this is the top mount of your shock. Now you're gonna be turning this, but at first, I've been turning this for a few turns. At first, you're gonna have this little notched thing, which is the top mount for the shock. You see the little slot in it? That's gonna wanna spin with it. So you're gonna have to hold, while you have your wrench on, you're gonna wanna hold this, and then be careful of your electronics over here. And you're going to hold this in there, and then you're spinning this way, and that is going to get your nut off. Now once it's loose enough, it's just gonna spin. I'll link these down below. These wrenches, they're like Mountain, Platinum, whatever you want. There's different names for them, but they're like $100 for a set of these, like box end, double box end ratcheting wrenches. They're just really nice. And I think they're $100. These come in handy more than you would think. Just a long reach ratchet. They're great. I'll link them down below. It'll be an Amazon affiliate link, so I'll get a commission if you click it. If you don't want to use my link, just if you're against using like affiliate link, just type in Platinum double box end wrenches long reach into Google and you'll find them. But we got that out. That's the whole top part of the shock. That's the only thing we have to do up top. You can just leave this up there. You won't need this stuff again until the end. Now, if we come over here, you can see we got our wheel off. Our wheel is under there as a double safety measure, just in case this safety measure goes. Keep a jack on the front, keep a wheel in the back, keep jack stands. Now I have this jack underneath the control arm, the lower control arm, as you can see, and it's keeping tension upwards. So once I release this right here, this is our upper control arm, and we're gonna release the spindle from it with a 17 millimeter. I'm gonna release that, and this thing's gonna wanna like that, but the shock's gonna be holding it there. So actually first we're gonna do brake caliper. I'm tripping. We're gonna do brake caliper first. There's two nuts on the back, and they're 19 millimeter. So with a 19 and a 17, you can pretty much do this whole thing, and that's pretty much all you need. And we're gonna get this caliper off real quick, and we're gonna bungee it up to the top of this upper control arm. Shouts out to Dale, the cameraman, for loosening these before I got over here. He preps everything for me to make these videos. He's like my sous chef slash fluffer. Makes everything less hard. So I guess not a fluffer. It'd be something else if you make everything less hard. Okay, caliper off. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but you might need a persuader, as they call it. Is that what there's got to be a cool new name for hammers at this point. Some people call them BFHs, some people call them the persuader. I'm going to call it the maiden's touch. Okay, to imply that it's gentle when it's not. It's ironic, guys, get it? Okay, next is a shower. Oh my God. Okay, now we are going to take this 17 millimeter off right here. This is going to get this drop spindle. Now, if we have this position right, this shouldn't drop while we're undoing this, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, that's good. So we don't want you want this to be positioned to where when you're unscrewing this, this spindle stays in place. It's not coming down with the fastener, with the nut, because we want the jack to do that. Everything's loose. Actually, we should put the compressor on before we do that. That would make it easier. Okay, we have our specialty Mercedes spring compressor. These are something you're gonna need if you're gonna do this the right way. The other side, like I said, you have to use the other one. This is a little safer, and it's like 50 or 60 bucks on Amazon. I'll link it down below. But again, it'll be an affiliate link. If you don't wanna click an affiliate link, it costs you the same either way, but you can just Google like Mercedes W126 spring compressor, and these will pull up. But they're around 50, 60 bucks. So you're gonna figure out, one is the top and one is the bottom. Now, you have two of them here, right? The one that has the smoother, bigger opening like this is for the top. This one that has these slots in the bottom is for the bottom. That slot, that slot, that slot, that's where the thing reaches through, twists in, and locks in to hold it up. So this is our bottom piece. Also, when you're using these, this is the small one, these are the big ones. Use the big ones. So this is gonna go in here like that. So you got much more room in there that way. Boom, just like that. And that'll get us where we need to be. And now we're gonna push this down through there, like that. And then I have to go down here and line that sucker up. Okay, now we're gonna tighten this on. Yep. Hopefully that stayed. Okay, so Dale's gonna be up here with the power tool. We're being naughty. You should use a hand tool with this, we're not gonna. Now you can watch it compress the spring here. All we need right there. Okay, so now we're gonna let this jack down nice and slow. I smack this a few times. There we go. Okay, so now, once we take this out, boom! Okay, so now we got that loose. Just had to smack this a few times, throw your nut on there. Now when we let the jack down, everything should come out, and that spring might even just fall out on itself. We'll see. Okay, jack coming down nice and slow. Yeah, you can see it all come down now. Yeah, let's tighten it a little more from the top, just a little bit. Get a little more tension on it. Now, do we need more than that? A little bit more, I guess. Yeah, you can see it like kind of dropping, yeah. Okay, so now we should be able to pull that sucker out of there just like that. Okay. There we go. So now you're gonna take your top boot off, your top shock mount off. That's gonna go to the new shock. You can also tell your height with these nubs here. See, this is a 3 nub unit. There's 1, 2, 3 nubs on the edge. You see that? Now there's some that have like, let me grab some from the rear shocks, I'll show you. You can see the difference there. This has the 3 nubs there. This has 1 nub, and you can also tell by the thickness of it. So if you want an easy way to lower your car, you can take these and throw these on. These are the 1 nub ones. So we're gonna take this 3 nub and we're gonna put it on the front. We don't wanna go super low on the front. We wanna just go like decently low. So we're gonna take this and put it on the new spring. So you're gonna notice there is an indent in the top there where it like offsets by my thumb. That is gonna line up with this. So we're gonna throw this on here, and then we're going to clock it to where it doesn't move anymore. And that is lined up with that. And that slips in that top perch. Now we're just going to do the same thing with the spring compressor, throw this on that, and then we'll be back in just a second. Okay, now we have this all put together. This is clocked right, it's on there. There's one more clock position, which is gonna be this edge. You'll see the dip right there in the bottom plate mount for this thing. Dale spilled his beer. It's party foul, but we're gonna forgive that. Hit a like if you want Dale to go to jail forever for that. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna slip this up here like that. And if you notice, we didn't really have to compress this one very much. I mean, there's barely any compression there, but it'll just slip right in. And I'm just gonna slip her in. There we go, just like that. And then you'll see this edge here of the spring. I want to get it to line up right with that little bump right there, and that's gonna seat perfectly. And we just do everything in reverse. We're going to push this back up. We're going to reattach this. We're going to put our brake caliper back on. We're going to mount the top of the shock. And then we have new springs. And that's that, guys. Oh, I'll give you, here's a before and after of the car. Before, and then here you can see after with the lowering springs. It's a little bit lower. It's about an inch. It should be about 1.5 inches lower. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this, leave them in the comments down below. If you like this kind of stuff, I do projects on old cars like this, old Mercedes, old GM stuff, old Toyota, old Honda, old Lexus. Yeah, that's it, guys. And hit the like button if it's helpful. Bye.